Hey everybody, back. We're going to be working on a Kubota L2501 tractor. It's an L series tractor. I'm going to be doing a few different things to it, not all of it today, but I'm going to be changing the oil in it, going through checking all the grease zerks, and just making sure that everything looks okay. Maybe check the alignment of the front tires, because you're supposed to align those every so often. I'm going to check the gear oil, just a few other different things I'm going to do. But the first thing I'm going to do is, this is the front. I can't lower it all the way, but this is the front of the L series tractor, and it usually has this plastic piece in there, which when new looked really nice. But you can see where I've gotten into brush, which I've done some of this, and some of this was not done by me, but where I've gotten into some brush where it's broken this thing off in all these different spots. I think I'm going to be able to fix this. I have fixed something like this in the past, at least somewhat fixed. It's not going to be perfect at all, but my plan is to take this mesh and we're going to be putting this up here. I don't know if you can really see that. So that way, because what has happened is when I went over top of brush and stuff, and if you have to back up for any reason, it's come up and up to here, and that's what's broken that plastic piece up right there. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. And I went ahead and took that plastic piece off just because there's 1,700 screws that hold that thing in, and I'm not kidding you. There's all of these hold that one piece of plastic in, and the headlights. And there's of course some metal structure back there in the back. So that took a little while to take off. So I went ahead and took that off, and I took off the front brush guard right here. That was on the tractor. That's only held on with 2 bolts, but I just went ahead and took it off just to go ahead and get started. But this is going to require some welding, and it's going to require some sanding down of the paint and stuff to make sure we get a good contact. So hopefully this will go okay. I've never done anything like this before, but we're going to find out if it's going to work. Okay, so what we're going to be using too is this L iron right here. It's going to go in between where the brush guards go to kind of give the mesh something to sit on, give it a little bit more structure. Because there is going to be kind of one weird bend in it, so a little bit extra on the front and the back will probably help out a little bit more. And whenever it's all said and done, we're going to paint it, all of it, the mesh and the L iron, either black or probably Kubota orange. So I went ahead and measured, and it's 16 inches. I'm going to double check just to make sure of it. Maybe just a touch more than 16. So I cut both of those L iron pieces. They both fit fine, but then I noticed another problem. So that right here is broken off. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and clean that off, because if I'm going to be in here welding, might as well do that too. And all that does is stop the brush guard. Like there's one over here. The other piece of the brush guard, this piece right here, what it does is it folds down, and this pin just kind of holds it in place, and it just folds down to get out of your way so you can get into the engine compartment and stuff like that. So I'll probably just go ahead and try to weld that tab on there. Hopefully I can get it on there okay. But I'm going to go ahead and cut that thing off and see what I can't make happen here. Now that tab's off. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch out this blade for the sanding paddles, because I'm going to have to sand down all the paint where I need to do all the welding stuff. It's not good, but it's awful. It's really not that bad. And after a small change of plans, once I actually put this thing in here, before I cut it down to size, when I was looking at it, I thought, you know, I mean, this should be good enough to stop it. I don't really necessarily need the bend. It doesn't need to be tacked on the sides. I think just in here, with this thing being straight, will give it a lot of rigidity, so I don't have to worry about that. Looks to be pretty tough. Like it doesn't, so when I was hitting it, I mean, it feels pretty stout. Well, I guess we'll have to run it through some brush and see what happens. But so I'm gonna get all the rest of this stuff cleaned up, and I'm gonna shoot it with a coat of paint, and hopefully it should be good. I'm gonna have to turn on the heater because it's 38 degrees in here. So before I do paint it, which will probably end up being tomorrow because it sounds like there's pleasant weather outside, like pouring down rain and wind. So it'll probably be tomorrow before I come in here and try to put the heater on it, just so it can stay warm while the paint's curing. And I'll just hit it with a coat of primer and probably some Kubota paint. Black wouldn't look bad either, but I'm not going to mask off all that orange paint. So, and here's the other tab. After I ground it down. It still doesn't want to zoom right or focus properly, but it's not horrible. I mean, it's not good at all. It's awful, but not quite horrible. All right, thank you.